Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of The Savage Tide. As always, I am your host and game master for this fun little adventure. I'm Eric. Here they pronouns, and I'm Eric Vulgaris everywhere. This is my all-time favorite adventure path. Episode 1, super fun. Excited to come back into it. Katie's in chat right now. Katie's our third player. Katie has planned their whole day around us playing and then having an internet technician come out to their house. Only the internet technician came out literally 3 hours early. So that is just the absolute worst luck in the world. We'll try to get her in as soon as we can. But other than that, let's throw it over to Dempsey.
He and they pronouns, and I play Crook Monteau. Josh?
Yeah, hey, I play Daquan Blacksail. My pronouns are he, him, and yeah, just like to be here. I'm gonna throw it back to our illustrious DM.
Yeah, cool. I just realized on the overlay I have you as a human fighter, not half orc, which is oops. That's an oopsie on my part. Okay. Yeah, I'm the worst. All right, so what happened last week was our party all got noticed and got hired on by a noble in need in the great city of Sasserine, a lady by the name of Lavinia Vanderborn. This was the HBO movie or HBO show. I would have gotten Natalie Portman to play her. Basically, her parents recently passed away in a tragic accident, and she needed help getting access to her bank vaults to help pay bills. Well, you need a signet ring to do that, and the only signet ring around that could be useful here was stuck on a ship that's currently being impounded. When it's impounded, they try to pay they tried to go over there and pay the bills and stuff like that, but apparently there's something going on at the docks, and they got kind of swindled. People were saying they didn't pay, and then they needed your help to kind of talk some sense into some people. Well, there's more play. Ultimately, the ship kind of burnt down. A giant insectoid creature escaped. But the party did also escape, all intact, with the signet ring and a small little note encased around it. And that's sort of what happened last session. And so we're going to pick up today. I think we're going to hop ahead just ever so slightly, like a kind of a cool smash cut of you all meeting back up with Lavinia. So like I think the big deal would be I think you're all sort of like you're probably all in a carriage right now, on your way through the up from the market districts to the noble district, ostensibly getting ready to get out of the carriage to make your way to the ferry to Castle Terracnian, which is where the vault is, which is where you all are going. And so I think that's kind of where we're, because that's where that's the vault, and that's where you're going to get paid, right? You want your money, and they need to get the extra money part. They have to go to the vault. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to start with Lavinia kind of just thanking you all in this carriage here. It's like, I can't believe what you've went through, and just to get this ring for me, that must have been so harrowing. Probably looking to Black Sails, who probably was embellishing the story a little bit. 30 guards? Wow.
31 guards. Oh, terrible. I swear if it wasn't for my slick, clean silver tongue, we would have got gooded. And then 5 of those beasties came out. I killed 3, but the other 2 were too strong. Isn't that right, Gorek?
Yeah, that's completely right.
Yeah. Cork, are you okay? You look a little distracted. I mean, for such a harrowing tale.
Yeah, I stop. I kept remembering this fight that I had in the ring, and it was when I had to fight a manticore.
Oh, a manticore? Wow.
Put up against a manticore early on.
So that couldn't have went well.
Clearly.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. Look, you had the best people
Absolutely. And I guess probably be like they'll probably be asking, so where's Finney?
Well, the last part of our little band, Finny, she's off doing some extensive research on that little creature we found, just in case we need to sort it out. She's off hitting the books.
Of course, sure, of course. Well, I guess I'll just pay, and surely their portion here will get sent over your way, and then transferred to her. Okay, and cool. And so we're gonna move, and you guys are getting into a ferry. She pays the ferry to the castle. I'm kind of show it on the map here a little bit. That's what's in the top right here with the little pin. That's where the vaults are, underneath the castle.
Good question. I found a bag of platinum
Yes, you did.
in the ship. We didn't realize how much was in there. How much was in there?
Oh, there was 100 pieces of platinum.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that was yeah. In fact, actually, hold on. Let's go there real quick. Let's zoom in that thing. All right. So, as we're talking about money, Lavinia, like now you guys are in the sort of the ferry heading over to the castle. I think she probably mentions, yeah, and it's such a shame that the payment to the harbor master was lost too. Right?
I mean, the ship was on fire. Probably went down with everything else on the ship.
It's such
Fourth time on a burning ship. Maybe it's an omen. I don't know.
it's such a shame. And yeah, cool. Oh, and before we go any further, there's we need to do a quick thing for inspiration today. I should go over how my quick little change to inspiration. Don't worry, everybody. Inspiration, if you're working at home, I haven't like super hacked the game at all. I'm just providing a little bit more framework on how our players can earn inspiration. So the last week we've seen kind of our characters and a little bit of their personalities. I asked everyone to come up with a list of about 6 little like cool little traits and tidbits about what they are and who they are and how they can be expressed in game. And now at the start of each session, we're going to roll a d6, and it's going to be whatever that roll is. That's what you're going to be doing today in order to regain this inspiration. So once again, everyone starts with inspiration, but if you want to regain inspiration, you do that little objective. That's here, and you'll hear what the objective is from each player after they roll. So go ahead and just roll a d6 for us.
Also, I just noticed that like folded note in the signet ring.
Yeah, totally. There is.
Cause I never looked at that. I just remembered. That's weird. One. What's that one? Cause I'm not on the thing.
5. It's on your character sheet too. I put it under your.
Oh, it's on my
bio.
character sheet now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Same thing with you, Dempsey. Quirk's objectives should be listed under your bio.
It's not on my character sheet.
It's under bio and info.
Oh, right. Oh, the bio info page. One. Describe how the current situation reminds you of a crime you were a part of as a pirate.
Right. So as long as you can recall a situation where you were a pirate, yep. That seems pretty easy enough. And what about you, Cork?
5. Challenge a worthy foe to honorable combat, even if they don't accept.
Perfect. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. So we were talking about the payment, and as you guys are in the ferry, and how it was missing and must have went down with the ship. And she believes you, right? You haven't done anything too offensive or suspicious enough to not. So there's no roll necessary here. However, there is something else that we should discuss here, and that is that note that you found. So I went ahead and threw that note as a handout in Roll20. It is the folded note inside the ring, and you're looking at it. There was a cryptic message in it, written in handwritten, like script with it. It says, "For everyone who can't read this at home, I will reread it out loud. Chimera looks to sunrise. Cyclops looks to sunset. Medusa looks to sunrise. Basilisk looks to sunrise. So it's a weird note. Do you share that with
Yeah.
Lavinia?
Yeah, I think I do, but I think as we were going to and like getting, the next day and all that stuff,
Yeah,
I would have written that down somewhere, so I had a copy for myself.
totally.
And then I would have just like shown her the open one, and just been like, I saw this open piece of parchment when I was in the captain's quarters. It's quite strange. What do you make of it?
Yeah. Do you give her your copy or the original?
The original.
Sure. So yeah, she looks at the OG copy and she goes, "Oh, this is Varric's handwriting. My father." She like looks it over and doesn't understand what this means. It looks like some kind of puzzle. I don't know. What could it be? You said it was
Oh,
the ring?
It was with the ring, yes. It was a strange connection.
Right.
I can have Vinny look it over if you want.
Now, and she looks kind of nervous, and she's like, "Yeah, now I kind of wish Vinny was here. I think, if anything, Istis and Phaedon would help divine maybe what this could mean." She's kind of nervously chuckles. All right, and one more thing here. So I've never actually been to my family's vault before, so I appreciate you all accompanying me. Just stick by me, and if there's any questions, you're guests with me for this time.
Sounds all right.
Cool. So you guys arrive at this immense fortified structure that is the Terracnian castle. This is the seat of power in the city, as well as underneath this castle, the vaults where all noble families keep all of their nice belongings and stuff. So we're gonna look. We see Lavinia talk to a concierge, right, about getting set up and getting the option to go down, and they fill out their name in the little book or whatever, and they show you guys are the guests, and the two of you accompany Lavinia down into the vaults. You have to walk down several flights of stairs, down some spiral staircases. You're on like the 5th level of this vault that it goes much deeper. And while you're down there, then you get to this immense circular portal. The portal is like the big, huge gray stone in the shape of an 8-pointed star. Above it, in like a sort of like a silver or like a light gray emboss, it says Vanderborns on it. So this must be the right spot, and there clearly looks to be like a on this sort of 8-pointed star. There seems to be a sort of like the family crest of the Vanderborns inlaid in it, and sort of in the middle is definitely a little spot for like the signet ring. So Lavinia goes up to the door and looks to both of you and says, "Well, here goes nothing." And she puts her hand on the door, and the way she puts her hand on the door, the signet ring kind of locks where it's supposed to go. And then we see the 8-pointed star begin to glow blue. Not like Stargate symbol, like things move around, but like just the whole, like there's like a sort of like radial blue that goes across the room. That sort of like dispels the magical lock that's on the door with the signet ring as it begins to quietly, for such an immense door, open to you. And I'm going to bring us over to a new screen. That's the wrong Roll20 window. Here we go. This should work. Everybody can see it. Everyone can see this door, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oop, the doors swing wide. Lavinia goes forward, and I'll control Katie for today. And yeah, so in front of you is a big, huge, opened, not quite an atrium, but like a lobby or a very, very large room, flanked by 2 gigantic stone pillars. Around these pillars are sort of intricate carvings of animals. Other than that, there doesn't seem to actually be anything here. And Lavinia looks perplexed when this happens. She begins looking around and says, this looks to be where I would... Is this some kind of puzzle? Is this some kind of trap? Why wouldn't there be any... Where are the coffers? She's looking around, right? So like in each sort of like alcove of this main room, there's these gigantic like 10-foot wide pillars. Each of them kind of like is just covered in they look like they're like coiled snakes going up here, and above you, sort of overhead, is it's like a really like high vaulted ceiling. In sort of like in the domed part of the ceiling, like above, is that same 8-pointed star that was engraved on the door.
Strange.
Yeah. Can you all see? Like, did my dynamic lighting work?
No, I can't see in a room.
Me either.
Oh, because I probably didn't give you light source. No, all players see light emit light. Why? Oh, I know, because I have Fog of War on. I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay, bye.
Fog of War and dynamic lighting.
Yeah, I'm a dummy.
Ah.
There you go. That should work. Yeah, that'll do it, right?
So there's no there's no coffer, no coin.
No.
Mind if I just peruse around?
Yeah, absolutely. And she's like looking around too, being like, there's gotta be some kind of like, I don't know, it's like something hidden here, maybe? I don't know. She's kind of nervous. And yeah, so we're all gonna look around.
I'm gonna like keep my wits about me and just be like, there's my money.
Totally. Cork, do you have control? You have control of your token?
I'm going in here.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Let's see, perception. Did you roll perception or anything?
Yeah. So as you both are looking around, can one of you make I think the way to do this is because you're all kind of like helping each other. One of you roll perception with advantage. This is the other person's helping you.
I have a +2.
I have a +3.
Go for it. What do you all guys see?
18. Awesome. Cool. Double 18. Perfect. Yeah. So as you are looking around this room, you're looking around some of these pillars. You're not surprised as Korik, the pillar that you're at, one of the snakes begins to come to life on it. In fact, it sort of lashes out at you, and you back up. From a moment, it is a coiled marble-like serpent as it hisses at you with its mechanical mouth. And roll initiative.
Oh shit!
Yeah, as this thing lashes out, and Lavinia's like, "By the heavens!" And,
I'm gonna roll some insight check on this witch.
So this is
Ooh.
this is a guardian of the vault.
Great.
I forgot to shift click. Oops.
I did good.
You did do good. All right. Daquan.
Oh fuck. Bye now.
Yeah, it was nice seeing you. Bye.
This is a constant Korik getting abandoned.
Or being in the wrong place. Let's see here. I'm just gonna see move here. Watch out. What the fuck's the name? Lavinia.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna crossbow bolt shoot thing in the
Mhm.
face. Nope.
Okay.
12.
12 is not going to be enough to hit it. Plus, it's because it's coiled around the pillar and Cork's in the way, it would have had half cover or the +2 AC cover.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's not a hit. Either your shot goes wide or you hold your shot. I like getting a clear picture. Cool. The Cobra's going to go. Cobra's going to go ahead and attack. It's going to lash out at you, Cork.
Oh shit.
Well, it's don't worry, it's not at advantage. It's just the regular one. Okay.
It'll hit.
Okay. Cool. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Dude.
You don't want to take that 3d8. Jesus. That would kill me.
Nope. That's okay. So you get knocked out by the poison of this cobra. I mean, you're going to take 20 points of damage, basically.
Okay.
Between you're going to take 7 points of biting damage and then 13 points of poison damage. And Cork immediately passes out from the spider, or excuse me, from the cobra.
Jesus, that would kill me outright.
Yeah. Cork, can you make a death save for me, please?
Half orc stuff.
Oh yeah. Tenacity.
I dropped to 1.
Yeah, you do. You drop to 1. Yeah. Again, that thing is that pays dividends to low level characters. Okay. Yeah, so that's all it does. It lashes out, it bites at you, and something that would fell a horse keeps you up. What do you do?
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. I guess attack it with my greatsword.
Mhm.
Gonna do that.
That's a hit.
Sweet. 9 damage.
9 is good. That's a solid connect. I will. Okay. Cool. We see a little bit of sparks as your sword comes down on the head of the cobra, as it grinds against the stony exterior of it, scratching its head, leaving a nice little chip on it.
I now want to use my second wind as a bonus action.
Oh, totally. And you may. Go ahead and recover.
Gain 7
Cool.
HP.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Cool. Daquan, what do you do? You just saw this attack happen.
Yeah. Will I have any?
Yeah. It's clearly
inclination-
here. It's clearly here intentionally, right? Like it's
Yeah.
looked like it was part of this pillar. It's like part of the wards of this.
Yeah, like can I tell if it like, since I saw like the magic like door with the ring, can I tell if like it like she would be able to like command this thing as like being like a person who holds a like entrance key to this place?
I'm
training Arcana.
Yeah, that's a cool theory. Yeah, totally. Like that. Do you know a lot about vaults?
I mean, possibly as like a pirate. Like I'm guessing we've like planned to like rob one at some point.
Totally. If this sounds like something you would, that makes sense. That you were talking. The reason why no one robs vaults is because they have guardians tied to signet rings or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll. So totally roll. And in fact, roll with advantage because that's a cool connection, right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Don't fail me now. 13.
13. Cool. That's it. But that is enough to know. Yeah, totally. If there's a command word or a ring, like different guardians behave differently, right? There's different models and stuff like that. But yeah, like typically if the owner can disable them and stuff like that, right?
Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna like turn to her and be like, "What are you just standing there for? Turn that thing off!"
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, so that's kind of like your action. And so like Lavinia's gonna like kind of come forward and present the ring and being like, I'm Lavinia Vanderborn, and scion of House Vanderborn. I command you. And she's going to try to basically intimidate this thing. Let's see how well this works.
It kills her.
No, it works pretty damn well. And so she stands up like freaking like Daenerys Targaryen, and like just this snake just immediately like gets rebuked and just sits there and like, okay, combat is over. As it sees the ring immediately. See, I love that. You can't make that shit up. Like, that's a natural 20. That's awesome. Yeah, fight's over.
Great.
We did it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay. So this happens then. Yeah, the snake is kowtowed, and it kind of like goes back into the wall here. As it sees, but like it still doesn't like both of you, but you're guests here, so it's going to be cool with it and deactivate itself. And she looks at you all like, I'm so sorry about that. Korik, are you okay?
I've had worse.
Cool. Okay. You are okay then? She looks at you and says like, okay, well, I'll make sure, I'll pay for any healing that you need. But have we, as the as the snake begins to recoil back into the wall or into the pillar, a small little switch near like its tail where it goes in reveals itself as sort of like a hidden lever. Perhaps it's Korik who spots it because you're the closest thing eyeing the snake. What do you do?
What's this? And then I go and it's a lever, right? So I go and pull it.
The snake reanimates and attacks. I'm just kidding.
Great.
You fell for my button trick.
Yeah. Got him. No. Cool. So yeah, the switch behind where the snake sits reveals that there is a door here. That was originally hidden and false, and I will reveal what is behind it. Just a minute. Oops, that's not what I want. I want reveal area. Plop. Okay, that should work. Now I think we can all see it. Yeah. Cool. So the three of you enter the proper vault.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't go fast.
Yeah. Yeah, you're letting her after this shit goes down. You're like, yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm this is
happy
the door
back here.
Yeah, the door has been opened to this vault here. All right. This room is while it's like kind of like rectangular here, think of it a little bit. It's a little bit more like the edges here aren't like hard square. They're more like octagonal. Like there's more like dimensions here. So like it's more like an octagonal room, and it's supported in the middle with this single very large pillar. Along its pillar, it sort of like looks like one of like Romanid columns with like the lines going up and down a bit. So it's got a bunch of grooves along its sides here. And 7 out of 8 of these walls here, because obviously one of them is the door that you came into, all have engravings of a vast array of terrifying monsters. So for example, starting from the west here, so I'm moving clockwise. The carvings depict some sort of like tentacled monster with a glaring single red eye, and then like a huge mouthful of teeth. The second one next to it is a giant looming dragon. The third one here is a fish-like creature with 3 eyes and 4 tentacles. The next one up around is a 2-headed giant wielding an enormous club. The second one is the fourth one now is a spherical creature with some eye stalks, 4 eye stalks sticking around, and a bulging central eye. And over its mouth are just rows and rows of serrated teeth, and it's drooling. Next to that is a gorilla-like beast with a huge fanged maw and 6 eyes. And then finally is a towering black spider with 7 eyes. Each of these eyes are these red glowing gems. She looks around and is like, my parents have the taste of the theatrics, I think. Looks to be like another puzzle.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. This is really disturbing.
Well, my parents were famed adventurers and explorers. There's no doubt that all these creatures have some sort of importance, but I don't know anything about if these are related to my family's exploits or not. I'm just kind of like looking around. What are y'all gonna do?
Would either of us know what these like monsters were called?
Totally. Just give me something like either, I don't know, what kind of role do you think would be to recall different monster types and like what these monsters are? What kind of role do you think that is to recall this stuff? Yeah, it's a damn shame that the cleric's not here.
The one with the highest intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say like history, I guess. Like,
right. Or yeah.
it's-
Yeah, now I would say you're probably proficient because you're a gladiator and like, you know, you've seen weird monsters and fought stuff before, right? Like probably more than an average person, right?
Mhm.
So whether you're proficient in let's just say it's history, but you would be proficient in it is what I'm trying to say because of your background.
Okay.
In this
Sweet.
case.
Just gonna check this little box and
Yeah.
do a roll.
Totally. Let's see what you get. Okay. Yeah, that's a natural 20. Okay. Yeah, so you're able to name all of the monsters here, right? So in the order that I was describing above, the first one's what's called a roper. A roper is sort of like a false stalagmite monster. The second one is obviously a red dragon. The third one is an aboleth. The fourth one is an etin. The fifth one, the beholder one, is called a spectator beholderkin. The gorilla like one is called a gray render. And then the last one is just a monstrous spider. I'll write it in chat so you have it as well.
All right.
Right, so roper, dragon, aboleth, etin, beholderkin, gray render.
So, anyone have any idea what these things mean? What they pertain to?
Yeah. No idea. Says Lavinia. I kind of hope. I don't know. I wish I was smarter.
Insight check?
Totally. And I just want to share as players. If we don't want to like, if we're not going to have fun like coming up with a puzzle and how to do the answers like that, I'm totally cool with insight checks or investigation checks and being like, I'm going to study this situation for a clue and stuff like that. Like if you wanted to do it that way, I'm totally cool with that. I don't want you to just like bang your heads here as players, right? I tend to like that stuff, but if you don't, that's totally cool too, right? Like I just want to say that as just sharing with y'all how you want to do it. Cool. Yeah, you feel definitely lost. You have no idea what the point of this is.
No, I was gonna insight check her.
Oh.
I didn't trust her, but I'm just like, oh, she's telling the truth.
Yeah.
She's legit.
Yeah, no, she's never been here before. She looks utterly flabbergasted with the rest of you. She goes to the column in front here and like tries to like put her ring near the column. Just like, no. Can both of you make a? And she like tries to like touch the column like around with a ring. Can both of you make a perception check for me?
Mm-hmm.
This is not like a group one. This is both of you just kind of like looking at her as she does this. Okay, awesome.
Above looking.
The three of you all kind of hear a small little tick as she puts her hand on the column, and the column seems that it can move, as in like rotate.
Is there anything on the column?
No,
No engraving or anything?
not really. As far as the column sort of has one of those eight-pointed stars, and one of the tips of the star is red.
It's okay. And the eyes of all the creatures are red jewels as well, right?
Yeah.
What happens if like if I try and turn it to like the dragon?
You
Like
hear the little
the
ratcheting
point.
clicks. Yeah, you hear ratcheting clicks, and it goes to the dragon. It points to the dragon. Nothing happens.
Hmm.
But yeah, you have the right idea. Now you just have to put some stuff together.
Yeah. Does any of them remind me of the like Chimera Cyclops? Well, like the Cyclops would be Etten, like this would be the nearest thing. But does any of them kind of remind me of like symbology wise, like what they would like be kind of connected to, like Chimera, Cyclops, Medusa,
Make an
Basilisk?
make an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Okay.
Probably not
I'm
trained.
smart.
He's just putting it together. What the f? What the f? What the f? Y'all are nuts. What? Are you serious?
Look, I'm super awesome. All right, I'm a pirate.
What did the
We don't need a cleric. We're fine.
hell? Are you all for real? Are you all for real? Just dropping the natural 20s right now like it's no big deal whatsoever.
I work
The worst
for
place to do
20.
natural
Amazing.
20s.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there it goes. You totally put it together. The trick is the number. The thing that relates is not the species of creatures; it's the number of eyes.
Mm,
And with the natural 20, it seems pretty clear that based on the orientation of sunrise and sunset, as that is the direction you're supposed to turn the thing.
yeah.
So, how are you going? What's the next step? So that is the trick here. The trick is the number of eyes, and the second thing is the way you turn it. So, like, what do you do?
Where was it? Where was it like naturally facing before
The
we
door.
moved it?
The door.
Okay, and that would be like if that was classified as down, but like what, sunset, right? I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Mhm.
Right. So I suppose it would go from like
It's like
sun-
Earth as far as
sunrise.
yeah
Yeah,
right,
like sunrise, and then like
Yeah.
goes all the way around. I'm
yeah
guessing.
east to west, right? Like the sun rises east,
Mhm.
falls, it sets in the west, just like Earth. Make it easy.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
so I'll
Right.
probably do it like that then, and then just like do it to the number of eyes, because I noticed that the beholder, if that was a beholder, right, had like the most eyes.
So yeah. So you know that you're looking for a creature with 6 eyes for the first one, 1 eye with the second one. I like Medusa's 2 eyes, Umber Hulk certain number of eyes, and then Basilisk number of eyes. And yeah, so you do the turns here, and yeah, and then we hear the little clicks as you get each successive correct answer, and as it goes to the final tick and it secures, there's a stupendous pause, as then there's a small little rumble in the vault, and out comes all of these hidden caches in the walls.
Nice.
They look like
I stare at the
lock
woman.
boxes.
my god,
Yeah.
did it! I'm
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, Lavinia's like, you did do it. That is awesome.
I just give her like a wink, like
Yeah.
pirate's hands.
She puts the signet ring to like one of the locks, and it quickly opens, and like takes off the lid, and she looks over and you guys can't see what's in it, from like your angle, but to the both of you, she looks kind of shocked, and then quickly go looks at another one. Same thing, and this time you can kind of see a little bit more. There's only like a smattering of coins at the bottom. Like this place has already been pretty looted. And so then she's like begins to go through all of them, looking for other coins. And she's like, I don't understand. There must be 20 chests here, and they're like all empty. And then we get to like the second to last one, and she opens up and she's like, cool. And she's like, and she tries to pull it out. It's heavy. And in here, this one has is full of coins, as well as gems, and a surprisingly large number of ledgers, like various little diary books, as well as a smaller coffer inside of it. And this is where I'm gonna zoom in here. So she's gonna like pull out this huge, like long shoebox size, security kind of thing from the wall here, and put it down near the pedestal. And begin to look it over. So I don't understand why all of this is missing. There's no one else has access to. And she looks over and she's like looking through everything else, and she's looking over the documents and says, "Well, this all looks to be promissory notes and debts owed to my family by the other houses. This isn't really what I'm here for." And she looks around again, and she looks at that coffer that I described earlier, the ledger, and she opens that, and inside is a clearly looks to be a nice manuscript or diary. It's written in Elven script. Does anyone know Elven? Read Elven?
Finny probably does.
I'm sure Finny does, and Finny isn't here. Cool. Yeah, well, it looks like gibberish, as far as the three of you here are concerned. So, yeah. That's fine. But between the this crate of gold and some IOUs, basically, she's looking it over and says, "Well, I probably have enough to get it in order, and I'm sorry, this isn't really your all's concern." Do you have any questions for her right now? She's doing this.
Yeah, I would be like, so it looks like it's just IOUs. Nothing's been pilfered or taken.
No,
Because
it's
we did
it's
find-
been taken. Like there's no one should have been accessing my vaults until since my parents died. I don't understand.
I mean, we did have the ring and the piece of paper, which was paramount in figuring the puzzle in the ship owned by the other people. Sure.
No, that was my father's boat.
Is there no like ledger for people who come in or out?
No, it's a good idea. Yeah, totally. We can check that and see the ledger of checking, the concierge desk exactly. Before we smash cut to that scene, was there anything, Cork, you wanted to ask?
No.
Okay.
Other than,
Right.
Are we still getting paid?
Totally. Yeah. No. There's still a couple thousand gold in this box, right? So like you're gonna be settled, and it's just she's thinking long term for herself. Yeah. Totally. So we cut up to this concierge desk, right? And we have a scene, and she says, she asked the guy behind the desk, and he says, "Oh, of course, Lady Vanderborn. Yeah, your brother has been frequenting the vault for quite some time." And she looks over and says, "Banthus?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's been coming in the past couple months. Haven't seen him in a few weeks now, but." And she looks over, and you can see her face goes white.
I haven't said anything.
This is a revelation to her.
Mhm.
And she's going to, so she's like, okay. She looks very, very, very distraught. She looks to both of you as she like kind of like is shaking as she pays you your fare, and she's basically like, I'm gonna go home and think about this. Like she's clearly like despondent and like lost in thoughts about what this means. She's like, I'll think, like, I want to thank you all, but like I just need to be alone right now.
Of course, and I'll like slide over my hand on her shoulder. If you need anything,
Yeah.
give her like my best smile. Just
Yeah.
you know where to find me.
Yeah. There's a little moment of clarity that comes on her face. She's like, seriously, Daquan, Cork, you've been invaluable to my family, to me. You are. You've earned some time to rest, she says. If you ever need work or anything like that, talk to me in a couple days.
All right.
Cool.
You have a good day.
Yeah. Awesome. So both of you, after this vault experience, you all are level 2.
Yeah.
For sure.
How much gold as well? Can't remember.
You were 30. Your other 30 was paid now.
So 60, right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But also you're fucking 1,000 gold.
What? What are you talking about? I didn't get any 1,000
You're
gold.
100 platinum that you're keeping.
What are you talking about? What? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Crazy, Eric.
Right.
Go, Rick. How about you get a drink? Drink on me.
Yeah. So this would probably be a good time to level up as well. So in this and I want to hear kind of what you guys do in the downtime, right after you just got paid. Like, what do you do? Like, do you have a job? Where do you live in the city right now? That kind of stuff, and just hearing a little bit about like just a slice of life before we kind of pick up the next part of the mission of the game.
Okay.
And we can do that while we're like leveling up our characters, right? Because this is a good time to do like downtime stuff. Ostensibly, Finny would also be there, right? And Finny would probably want to know. Yeah, Finny speaks and reads 8 languages, says Katie. So she's she's credit. Yeah. So what does this kind of look like? Do you go back to being a gladiator? Like, do you go back to doing odd jobs? Are you guys just kind of carousing? Because otherwise, if you want more time, I have something else I wanted to share that I forgot to mention at the start of the stream, which I'm a dummy.
If you want to do your thing first, I don't mind. I don't mind waiting. If you
No
have
problem.
something,
Right.
MC.
So the news of the burning of the Blue Nixie probably would have made a lot more stir, but it didn't. For something else trounced out the story entirely, also involving the harbor. The harbor master is dead. Found stabbed to death. They think it was foul play by their children, by the heirs of the family, is what the news says. But they're the clerics of the dead are currently looking it over and trying to see what's going on here. They also mentioned another thing, saying that the Wormfall Festival, the upcoming Wormfall Festival, is still scheduled to be on tact, and an upcoming advocate at the harbor, a lady by the name of Isabella, is quoted saying that this won't interfere with the plans of the Wormfall Festival or like things unloading on the docks and stuff in time. Like, she's quoted in the Sassurin Herald.
Isabella was like my contact, right?
Yep.
I can't remember. Yeah. Cool. Do we roll or do we take average health?
Take average or roll. How do you want to do it? You don't get to reroll a half if you roll.
Damn it. Okay, well, I'm taking average now.
Yeah,
You answer
then
that
take
question for
average.
me.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh,
I think Daquan, I think after having a few drinks with Akorak, I think he's just trying to get to like, because he's been like this kind of stoic, quiet type. So I think he's just being in the tavern, like trying to get to know him. And by get to know him, Daquan has been talking for like 20 minutes nonstop, and then he like puts down his last like picture of rum. He's like, oh, so tell me about yourself.
I have a question before we get into that.
totally.
Yeah. I don't quite know how to level up on Roll20.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, so the way to level up is you have to kind of just do everything sort of manually. So like
Okay.
take the average hit points, change your hit point maximum to that. Change add your if anything would change, like a new fighting style and stuff like that, you just could search for it and drag it into your character sheet and that kind of stuff, and just change your fighter level at the top to 2. It's kind of the big thing.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
go on that cog. Yeah. So
Yeah, because currently the character mancer can't help you do older, higher level characters.
yeah. I think all you get at level 2 is action search, Dempsey, and your average is 6 on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 6 extra points on yours.
Yeah, those are great questions. Yeah. 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 Action search is really, really, really good.
It is, especially at later levels.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he just says to you, Dempsey, tell me about yourself. Just trying to get to know you. Get to know you.
So
I have 12 hit points.
still later. So when I started fighting really young, basically a house slave to this rich guy, and he saw that I could fight, so he put me in the ring, and I've been doing that ever since. And he allowed me to. I don't know any other life, so I just continue to fight.
That's a pretty sad tale. Did you win your freedom?
Oh, sorry, I'm.
Mm-hmm.
No, nice.
What that is. He says, well, actually, he died, and there was no one so I just left.
You lost your
Really.
sponsorship. Yeah. Your sponsors pulled out by dying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's really that's quite sad. And like, were your fights like really good? Like, would I have seen any of your fights in the city?
Well, I should hope so.
Well, you don't really remind me of anyone, to be fair, but I remember there was once I was drunk I was I was so drunk. Anyway, I was
Yeah.
drunk. I think I had some elven wine. I had taken off this barmaid. I think her name was Judy. Judy. It was something. Anyway, I was there, and there was this individual. He was kind of like your complexion, and he was fighting like three individuals. And I remember thinking to myself, this is really gory for my drunken stupor, as one head just got cleaned right off. Like, why do people come here to have fun? Like, I want to be drunk and be around beautiful people. Was that you? Do you remember that? Or was that just like a drunken haze I had?
That sounds like me.
Ah, I think I
Try to give him a
lost
show, you
hand
know.
one. Yeah, well, you did that. I remember I was sober right after. Whew. I threw up, is what I'm saying.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could give you that. And I like order like another round of drinks.
Aw.
And I mean, I have the money for it. So
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
like, oh, the 60 go, it's so good.
So, yeah, a little bit about the gladiator stuff. The gladiator fights happen in the northwest part of the city called the Champions District. They are run by a mercenary company called Zelkaroon's Horns, or is it Zelkaroonies? Zelkarunes Horn. I'll write it down. They are the people who sort of schedule all the fights, and yeah, they typically don't fight to the death. Depends on the challenge. Sometimes gladiatorial fights are settled like it's like big deal things between nobles. Like if you're going to have a fight about things and like doing like a proper duel and whatnot, then that could be scheduled there. But oftentimes, Zelkaroons would just have just good fights between up and coming fighters, and sometimes they do things called our like dragon challenges, and that's when you fight against monstrous beasts and other dangerous creatures. Zelkarooni's Horns, yeah, they're a fighting company, mercenary company, kind of just like they do hunting, expeditions, and fighting. That's kind of their thing. They're just like the worst parts of imperialism.
Exactly what I need.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So where you all staying in the city? Like you have some big money. Like, do you still stay up in your Airbnb? Like your little hostel, in like the merchant. Like in what ward and that kind of stuff. There's different. As you can see as a handout, there's the different districts and stuff like that. I just want to get an idea of how you all are living.
Yeah, I think
You don't have to know the name of anything like that, right? Like I can always help you out with that, but I'm just curious. That makes sense.
which is like the nightlife district.
All of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's probably not the Cudgel district. The Cudgel district's kind of like the nice kind of place in terms of like it's quiet residential. Maybe the Champions district is like pretty rowdy, but it's also kind of expensive. The Merchant district is probably your best bet. But if you really want to get like down, then you go to Shadow Shore. This is in the shadow of the Champions district near the shore. It's sort of like the scum and villainy part of the city, but this is where people get down.
I'm used to that district. I got money to spend. I think I go to the Noble district, and I try and find a madam's house, a brothel is what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And I'm just like, woo, money.
Yeah. That is legal here. So Sasserine, while being a lawful city, it definitely doesn't really do much in terms of the moral parts. Like, it doesn't do a lot of moral judgment. It's kind of bad in that regards. It's a lot of it is left over as a legacy of it being founded sort of by, not originally by pirates, but it's had a strong influence and animosity based on sort of just the free-spiritedness of a lot of its travelers, and they're a group called the Scarlet Brotherhood, mostly, which are not a good group. Okay.
Yeah, and I think I just kind of spend some money there. How much? Would like maybe 2 nights be?
Living it up there, let's say probably like 10 gold.
Nice.
You probably went all out.
I spent 20.
Yeah. No, for both
I'm a
nights.
baller.
Or if you want, you could always just do roll 2d6. and see.
No, I mean like if the basis was like if the basis to go all out was like 20 gold,
Yeah. Yeah.
then I go extra, so I spend like 40 gold, and I
Okay.
really like.
Oh
go
yeah,
crazy.
so you caroused, you went out. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Sure,
And
sure.
I think I'm definitely spinning the tail as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. Cool. Can you do me a favor? Can
Yeah.
you roll a D100 for me, please?
I can certainly do that. Doop. 21. Kind of bad.
Can you roll a D6 for me, please?
2.
Cool. Yeah. So near the end of your binge, you wake up. You wake up not the madam's house. You're not waking up where you normally do. You're waking up in a stranger inn, like a different inn. Not even in the Shadow Shore district. You are actually on the opposite side of the city, down, not in the Sunrise district. And while you're down there, you woke up with someone else, and they are they're fair.
Nice. I look over to them, and I'm just like, roll back over.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no recollection at all of the night, and how it led to this point. But cool. Yeah. And to like we can do stuff, we can continue there in terms of that kind of things, but if we're all ready, Lavinia actually will have a job for you all again. Whenever you're free. Whenever you feel like I've been bored, I kind of could use a job again.
I'm gonna return to the Champions District. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, with where the dueling happens, or where the Colosseum, like that district.
See him. And I'm going to play some bets on some fights.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So who are you gonna bet on? 1 second. All right. Cool. So you want to do some bets, right? How do you have like good inside knowledge on betting, or do you think you're just gonna try your luck here? Do you have like a favorite fighter type that you want to back? What do you think? How do you think that's gonna work?
I think would have knowledge on who's like the better fighters. But he also kind of has a small soft spot for like other half-orc fighters.
Right. So you're torn between one of your an up and coming half orc fighting another one of your favorites, and there's a lot of money is riding on this fight, and it's a great way to get lucrative. So let me ask you this question: does your sentiment do you favor the half orc, or do you favor the old blood tried and true friend of yours?
Um, Korok. Um, take a chance on the new kid.
Okay, sure. Do you have a name for them? For the fighter?
I don't.
Okay. Well, describe them for me. What do they kind of look like?
They're a lot younger. They're younger than
Mhm.
Korok. Like like late teens, early 20s. And they look like they haven't like fought as much. He can see like that he doesn't have like a lot of battle scars. And his armor looks newer than the other fighters. Um,
Mhm.
and he I don't know, his fighting style is similar to Korok's. So it's just like, going in and smashing things.
Mhm.
Um, he's also like a great weapon fighter. And the older person, the tried and true fighter, um, is like he's like a dual wielder. So he's pretty fast. Um, um, and so Korok like sees a lot of himself in like this like younger half orc, and so that's why he wants to bet on him.
Okay. Cool. So the two names I came up with, the half orc's name's Bajko. Bajko the Blade. And the more proficient fighter, the more finesse great weapon fighter person is named Morshuk. And so you're betting on Bajko today. You're betting on the Blade. That is it has a little bit less odds here. You have a 1 in 5 here. So 5-1 odds. How much do you bet?
30 gold.
30 gold. Cool. So then go ahead and roll a d6 for us. On a 1, you win.
Okay.
Nope. Marshuk is too good for Bashko. Bashko puts up a good fight. In fact, Bashko definitely seems like they were winning at the start, and then basically like Marshuk just begins to just take over. I think he gets a pretty good solid blow that sort of like makes Bashko's ferocity kind of flare up, and he fights a little more recklessly. And Marshuk is just very good at that sort of like getting people to be predictable and win. And then once that happens, it's kind of over. And it's like, so like Bajko's fine and stuff like that, but like it's that raw talent that you saw. Like if he just needs a little bit more refinement. If he had a coach or something like that, he might be able to do better, be able to harness that in a way that's not as predictable and make him win. And so so Marshuk wins the prize. You lose your 30. No big deal. You definitely see signs and stuff like that for the Wormfall Festival. In the Wormfall Festival coming up here, like there's going to be a big old fight. Someone's going to dress up. Another like really popular fighter is going to dress up as the King of Worms, Kios, and people are going to reenact the great fall of Kios and the demigod's death, which is totally a adventure we could read in the past at some point, y'all, if we wanted to. But
nice.
Yeah, it's called Age of Worms. But don't worry about it. Okay.
A quick question, Eric.
Totally.
I'm probably gonna do some shopping as well, but just so I don't bog that
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, just, you can do it. We don't need to role play and that and stuff like that, right?
Can I get like a half potion?
Oh, totally. In fact,
Okay.
that's comped to you, or excuse me. Well, at least one is comped to both of you. Let's just say that as part
Okay,
of
cool.
Lavinia's stuff. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And by the way, Quark, you're back to full HP and everything. That leveling up, resting, and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
Also, as well, I was wondering if I could do like a haggle to see if I can get like a good price, as that's like my character's thing. If that's applicable, if not, I can just pay like the standard.
Sure. That's fine as long as you're cool with the standard being more than standard.
Yeah, if I fail, yeah, that's the
Okay.
risk.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Persuasion.
Right. And like that, well, that makes a lot of sense because you're doing stuff on the docks. You know where to get good deals, and you just drop a 21 persuasion like it's MBD. Yeah, totally. Just help me out here. What is the name of the merchant that you go to? What's the name of this person?
I think his name is Lefander.
Okay.
And he's a human. And I think I've always gone for I've always gone to him for bits and bobs. And we have a bit of a history. And I think I'm just like flirting extremely. And I'm just like, if you give me a good price here, then we can go for a drink, and I can give you a good deal somewhere else.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Nathander's he's like, dude, just you don't have to you come on so strong. You don't have to do that. We're friends. You saved my ass that one time, and so here, look, that's fine. And what are you trying to get? You totally get 20% off of the asking market price of the book stuff.
Nice. Yeah, so I just wanted to studded leather, which is 45 gold.
Yeah, you're able to do that.
Nice.
Are you breaking in? Wait, but are you paying with platinum now? Are you breaking the platinum?
I mean, I would need.
You would need to, right?
I have like 20 gold left.
Whoa! So hold on, you're haggling around with you're dropping you're going to like the Bonton. You're going to like not quite the black market, but like, and you're dropping platinum pieces. This is I think as soon as he sees you like that stuff, like I feel like there's like a quick like, you know, they get together, you're like, you can't be flashing that shit around here. What did you do? Like Nathander needs to know, right? Like you get the money, that's no problem. Like he'll break it for you, but it's like,
yeah.
What are you doing? How do you have platinum? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What noble's bed did you crawl into?
Be quiet your mouth, boy.
Yeah. I mean, this is literally like this is just a stack. Like imagine showing up with just a stack of Benjamins and like you're paying in cash at like a like a grocery, a little like corner store, right? Like this is what? Yeah.
Look, man, you heard about the jewel sinking and all that stuff. The boat.
And he's looking at you. He's like, you didn't kill the harbor master, did you?
No.
What the fuck? I don't want this shit. Get out of he's immediately like super terrified. And you're like, what the? Yeah, you bring this shit to my house? No way! Like, get out!
I'm offended, man. You just told me we were friends, and now you're accusing me of murder.
You better explain yourself. What?
I'm working for the fucking family who own the boat, you div.
Oh.
I never mentioned the harbor master at all. You put 2 and 6 together, making 4.
Sorry, I thought. Oh, that's so good. You're not in with the. And he looks you over, like he's literally like examining you. Like if you want, if he would actually like try to touch you to see if you're like hiding any bit of like purple or black on you, like a bandana, that kind of stuff. Like you're part of the Lotus Dragons. He's like, oh
man, you know, I don't go around them crews. I'm freelance.
There's. Well, you better keep both your eyes and all your wits about you, friend. There's people who go freelance in the city tend to the only thing they end up doing free is dangling from a pole or swimming underwater with weights tied to them. Be careful.
Everybody knows me. It's fine. But no, I just did a little job, a little search and procurement. That's all. I merely mentioned the boat because I was in the area, and it's the most recent talk.
Yeah. Right. So he's under the belief that the boat is related to the death of the harbor master, and that this is all connected to that, and thought that you were like part of this is, the
Yeah,
Lotus Dragons, and like because like there's so many rumors going about that he's assuming the worst and being like, I don't want this shit here. Like this is not what you know what I mean? And that's why he like blew up, because he's like, oh shit, like if I take money from you, like what does that mean?
Yeah,
And like
culpable,
he's thinking
yeah.
about his future, about like either the cops or the Lotus Dragons and what it means to like take money from them and favors and shit. Like he doesn't want to get into any of that,
Yeah, like sensing that. That's why I specifically said
Yeah.
I was in the area. I wasn't on the
Yeah.
boat. So.
Yeah, totally. And he's like, okay, all right, well, you're good then. All right, can't come into my place scaring me like that, man. You're good,
I mean, you
though.
just
We're good.
popped off and like no reason.
No,
I literally did nothing.
no reason. The harbor master is dead.
I
Man,
mean, I know, but that doesn't mean I did it. That's because I'm coming to you.
you're talking about working for someone. You got paid to do something along that ship that burnt down the same night the harbor master died.
I was in
Look,
the area.
I'm just trying to look out for me, looking out, making sure my belly gets full. The only thing I want in my belly is a nice warm meal. I don't want no dagger protruding in there because of some nonsense. Okay? I got a kid.
Don't worry.
All right?
know.
I got things to look forward to.
All right, brethren. No, calm yourself.
All right. Sorry, just this whole town seems to be upheaving. People turning on each other, working for those Lotus Dragons. You can't trust anyone these days, man.
Well, Black Sail is always gonna be Black Sail, and you know why I have the name.
Yeah, it gives you a nice like warm hug. It's like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, man. It's just this stuff going on. That's not fair. I didn't mean to doubt you like that. I know you're true.
It's fine. You know what? Forget the discount. I'll take it at full price. Tell your kid I said hi.
Oh, yeah. He's surprised at your good-heartedness.
Yeah,
man.
he keeps his friends close.
Yeah, you're
his
true.
contacts
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, he's good shit.
And
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's seen there.
totally. That's awesome. Wasn't expecting that. That's super cool.
My pirate of a golden heart.
Yeah, awesome. What about? Do you meet up with Cork at any point, or just camera go over to Cork? What's Cork up to? Do you have your character? Did you need help, or?
No, I got it.
Okay.
It's fine. I want to take the fighter that I bet on.
Mhm.
I want to go and offer to buy him drinks.
Totally. Yeah. So you want to go help Bashko?
Yeah.
Bashko. Okay. Sure. What's your current reputation with Bashko? Like, do you have one, or is this kind of just like, I've been admiring you from afar?
I think it's I've been admiring you from afar.
Okay.
They don't like know each other personally. Like they know each other as like fighters, but they don't know each other like personally. Like they know their names.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So, when you meet him, is this like immediately after that fight, or is this a little bit after?
It'll be the same day as the fight.
Sure. Just the evening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sure. So he sees you. Cool. So you catch him, like maybe like after a workout and stuff, like after the Coliseum stuff of the evening. So you're ready to go out to go grab some food and stuff like that. So it's probably a good time to catch him if you want to, join up and do that kind of thing. So you catch him as he's leaving, and he kind of just rolls his eyes when he sees you, being like, "Oh, great, another fighter here to rub it in how bad I am today." Like he clearly like has been beating himself up over that fight today. As you see him, right? So like he doesn't really want to talk to you right now, but like as I'm telling you as a DM that you need, like, this is okay. That's his disposition right now, right? It's like not quite like outright gonna hostile, but just very he doesn't want to, but he could be convinced, and it's a good time to talk to him.
Okay.
So yeah, so he just rolls his eyes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go up to him and offer my hand and say, "That was a good fight today, Bashko."
Yeah, now he really thinks you're being sarcastic, right? So he's like, "Man, don't give me that crap. Good fight, man. Rub it in like the rest of them.
Good fight. You had him till he got you.
Yeah. I kind of like in my head, I imagine when he like tries to blow you off, you actually like stand in front of him and like he like bumps into your chest, kind of thing. Like no, like you had him, like you're being real to him now, and he looks at you. He's like, "You really mean that?" And make a persuade roll here. Sure. Yeah. So he's still stubborn to believe you. It's like, man, you don't believe that shit. I don't believe that for a second. Man, I gotta. He's better than me, man. I don't know what to do. Seems really defeated.
I say that's because he's had a lot more practice than you have. Why don't you come out for a drink with me?
Looks at you and is like, oh man, I'm that going with you. He totally could if you want to convince him again.
I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah. Why should I? Is what he says, right?
Okay. Because I think I could help you out. Maybe you'll give him a run for his money next time.
Now he looks at you over and he like, puts his arms like this. He's like, what's in it for you, man? He looks you over and it's like, you're not with those dragons, are you? The Lotus Dragons. He thinks that like maybe like this is gonna turn into some kind of weird gang thing. He wants to cut this off. Like he's smart. And he's trying to see the shit like what it is. Like you're trying to recruit him for something. Right? Not that he wanted to actually help him. He thinks you have an ulterior motive and he wants to know what's up, right? So he like stares at you, raises the eyebrow, like, what's in it for you?
There's not many half orcs in this town.
Aye.
And we half orcs got to help each other out.
All right, make one more persuade test here. See how it goes. Sorry, roll it with advantage.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll it again.
Well, doesn't matter because apparently you can, where are you? We've used up all of the luck in the first hour of the game, everybody. So he's like, he so looks at you and says, "No, you're washed up. I'm not getting anything from you." And so he's going to blow you off. But he's going to, so you're not going to be able to do that today. But what he says is, come find me someday and fight me. Let's see what it's like, and then I'll see if you should teach me. But I'm out of here right now. So it's a fail today, but there's a possibility in the future.
All right, another day then.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. So I think cool. Then I think there's sort of like that a montage cut here, and I think we're gonna take a quick little break. All right. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, y'all. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you all on the other side of our break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back here. Thanks for being around as we took a little break. Welcome back to the Savage Tide episode 2. We're having a nice little like vignette time after we have completed sort of the first kind of big part of the adventure. And don't worry, there's plenty more Savage Tide to come. And so we're just having quick little like vignettes across the city, getting ideas sort of what our characters are like in the city that they live in. I think right now everything's pretty cool. Daquan, you get some pretty bad news though, coming your way. You can tell me where you find it, but Isabel is missing. Didn't show up to work. I think you have a mutual friend, or both of you have a mutual friend, who tracks you down, or gets a letter to you, a missive to you, saying that they didn't show up to work.
Yeah, like I think even though like Daquan is like kind of rich right now, he's probably like on like a pier somewhere, just like fishing for like lunch, because that's what you do.
Sure, that sounds fun as hell, even if you're rich.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
So like I think someone comes up, runs up to him like in like tells him this, or like holds like gives him a note, and it's just like, what do you mean she's missing?
Yeah, she didn't show up to work. I went to her apartment. She's not there either.
Was there anything wrong at her home?
No, I'm just afraid after, she works at the docks and she was in the newspaper, and like I'm afraid Lotus Dragons might have gotten her.
Who's taking her place at the docks?
No, I don't know. I don't work there.
Right. Well, let's give this person a name.
Yeah. Let's say they are let's also say they're a half orc, right?
Nice.
Not enough half orcs. Her name's Bilna.
All right, Bilna. You did good. Here, I can like give her like a gold piece, because I have like I kept 5 just to split evenly.
She takes it, but she looks at you and being like, "I'm your friend. You don't need to pay me for this stuff." What?
I know, but
how?
Look, I should have taken the money, all right?
How are you? Yeah, she looks. This is the weird thing to say to a friend. Imagine your friend came up to you and was like, "Hey, yo, Katie didn't show up to our stream today," and you're like, "Here's $100." You know what I mean? Like that's a little
Look, Mike. Look. You know the thing I owe you when you got me out that scuffle. All right. I did a job. I got paid. I haven't seen you since then. I mean, I can take it back if you don't want it. I hold up my hand.
Oh no. I'll have it.
But then be quiet. Take the generosity.
Okay. Yeah, she does, but she eyes you a little quizzically.
Don't tell anyone though. Keep this between us. If she's missing and they find out you've been squawking, you know what happens to birds.
Yeah, she knows very well. And she's definitely afraid about it.
Right. Well, I hand her my fishing rod, pick up my rum bottle.
Isabel's nose was clean. I don't know what could have what this came about. And
well, you heard the news. She's taken over. And if she is trying to take over and the Dark Master's dead, someone might be trying to take control of her, to take control of the docks, or give her a message.
Look,
you know how these things go.
Look, if you see her, just know that I'm looking for her. All right.
All right.
I'll do the same for you. So you know, just be safe, okay?
Of course, and I give her like a hug.
Yeah. Yeah, better to school with that. She goes off. She you go back, and I love this idea. I know we didn't establish it, but I love the idea that you just recently caught a fish, and as she's leaving, you go back and the hook's just dangling empty, and she's leaving with the fish. She fucking straight up just pilfered that fish from you.
I
like,
just gave you
like during the hug, yeah, she just gave me the card, and she's like leaving with that fish, being like fucking giving me money like I'm some informant. Like,
like I fucking need your charity.
yeah, exactly.
Nice, I love it.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so not good news, but other than that, yeah, like I said, whenever we're all ready, like as players, we can be like Lavinia. We can jump to like the next thing Lavinia needs from you. I know it feels kind of like a video game of like here's the main quest kind of thing, but like.
And now I just want to find Isabel. Fuck
Yeah,
this woman.
totally. Yeah, totally. No, we can do that. We can do that right now if you want to play. If you want to try to find Isabel, right? I'm totally cool with that.
I don't want to take away from Dempsey. Like maybe I go to you, and I'm just like, hey, big man, I got a favor to ask. I'm not gonna look into some things. Remember the dock mission we did? And I kind of like quieten down. Remember the thing we did a few days ago?
Yeah.
Well, there's been some hubbub about it. Some people have been going mission who I know might be connected. Gonna look into it. You were quite good back there. Would you mind coming with me as a backup? Yep. Well. Let me see.
What's in it for me?
How about platinum piece?
That's a lot of money.
10 gold. Just to look around, and if we get into a fight, I would consider it a favor.
Where are we going?
To my girl Isabel's place. She's a good friend of mine. I want to see if she's been there, or if anyone's been there. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Let's go. And I'll hand you I'll give you like a platinum piece. I have 18, like 98 left. I'm just like throwing these out.
Okay. Let me grab your tokens. Yeah. Okay. So where do you think Isabel lives? Like what part? What district?
So I don't think she's like well off because she was like an assistant, right? And now she's just kind of like taking up the reins. So I think where's the dock area?
Kind of everywhere.
Okay.
Mostly this middle area is the merchants' quarters, is the big part of the docks. The Shadow Shore is also a big docks area. That's this is the Shadow Shore area. Real quick, Pinky.
Yeah.
She probably lives in the merchant quarter because she's doing well for herself and
yeah. Like she made it out of the bad area kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. Let's say that. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I take him to the
she's not a noble, but yeah, just merchant's district. Mm-hmm.
She's well off.
Trying to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are. Is a place, and I'll like test the door, see if it's locked.
Right. Yeah. It's absolutely locked. The curtains and stuff of, I imagine she lives on the sort of second story of an apartment building. So like you go up the side staircase up to the place, and while you get up there, like the one little window like definitely has like a curtain drawn about it. So like basically like it looks like if it was nighttime, someone's sleeping here, but door's locked. It's quiet. There's no like smoke or anything coming from like a boiler, like a anything like kitchen or anything going on here. Looks very quiet.
Is it like a
dark.
rented place? Is it like a rented place?
Yeah,
that
she's probably
someone,
paying rent to somebody. Yeah, totally. It's not like a
Yeah.
flop house, but it's like an apartment. She's paying
Yeah.
she's paying for an apartment above like a nicer part, basically like a sublet of somebody's nicer house. You know.
Okay. So I'll have to like speak to them to get inside to go upstairs to where the apartment would be, or is it this
No,
whole building she's paying for?
no, you don't have to go talk to anyone else. She has her own entrance and exit. Like it's going up the staircase up the like the side of the building kind of thing.
Okay.
Like up to the second floor. Like she has her own pathway.
Okay.
Right. So you and Korik are both up there. Yeah, seems locked. Nothing seems offhand. You haven't like noticed anybody that looks like, suspicious or anything as you're walking this way.
I take out some like piece of like wire that I have. No, I'm not the best at this, but my friend Billy, she kind of taught me how to do this. I'm okay, I guess, at this. Not really an expert.
Yeah.
But
Thieves' tools. Yeah.
yeah, just stand. I don't have it. I'm just like, it's just a piece of wire that I have.
Sure.
I'm not proficient in it, and I'm just like, just stand in front of me, big guy, kind of block
Sure.
me so no one sees.
So this is a disadvantage because you don't have the proper tools.
Yeah. A boop. Boop. Oh, 17 now.
All right. Yeah. So a 10 is you're getting close, but I think what it looks like is somebody comes by. I think it's like a couple guards like from the docks, merchants kind of go by and they see you like both up there. And like they're kind of just like I think just it's in broad view of like maybe like the harbor side, and I think maybe just like it's not like the guards are watching you. It's just that where the guards stop to eat their lunch is like looking back at the they sometimes they turn around and look at the ocean and stuff, but then sometimes they turn around and like take a bite of a sandwich and just look around and look at the passerbys. But like imagine like they're on the edge of a T intersection, you're down the T in the alleyway going there, and they're just kind of just sitting there talking to one another and just like super awkward, right? And like so now this is like incredibly awkward, and you were jostling it like you're close, like if you just need a little bit more to get it open, but now there's these two guards that are like totally just like inadvertently here who could possibly spot you. What do you do?
Do you know how to? Now I know you're big and strong and all that good stuff, but do you know how to cause a distraction? What was that, Dempsey?
Action.
So I said I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, it's not like it got cut off.
What kind of distraction?
I don't know. I kind of just like I like the wires where they are, and I was like, here, and I just start splashing rum on you.
All right, Daquan just splashes a bunch of rum on you. What do you do?
What the fuck, man?
Oh no, don't worry, it's part of the plan. And I just like go into my pocket and I take out like the last 4 pieces of gold pieces. Here's 4 gold pieces. Just start like throwing them at people and saying you want it big at the fighting or something. I don't know.
All right, fine. And he
he just walks away with the money.
This is not this is not what he signed up for, but
Totally. And so now you're gonna go pretend to be a drunk who won it and big as you like doing this, as you begin to just throw money around it and give to people to give yourself a distraction. Okay.
If we're like at like a T intersection and we're like on like the tail end or whatever, I'm gonna go to like the main road, and like off to one of the sides. Let's say like the right side. Find like business to go into and try and attract the guards' attention that are outside.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me what's this kind of roll? Probably like maybe it's like diplomacy, like maybe it's like persuasion.
Performance?
Performance. Yeah, performance. Yeah, totally. Thank you. Yeah, it's performance.
Proficient in performance. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Ham it up. Oh yeah, you totally get their attention. Cool. You get their attention so well that you give Daquan enough time that it's not pressured for them to get the rest of it open, and so they totally get the thing open. However, I mean, I don't think you have a way to know that or anything. Yeah, but you do a great little performance here. What? Tell us a little bit what it looks like as you're giving the money around at the store, the marketplace.
So he's gonna go and try and buy some more rum.
Mhm.
And he's gonna make a big scene because it's not the right kind of rum.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
He's shouting and he's like, he has these 4 gold pieces and he slams them on the counter, and he like gives them the rum that he wants, and they don't have it, and so he's pissed, and so he starts shouting. And half orc in the city shouting and making a scene is not a good thing.
No. Yeah. Well, that quickly gets the guards' attention. As other people kind of like being like, "Hey, guards," and yeah, okay. So in the meantime, the camera cuts over to Daquan. Yeah, you pick the door open. The door creaks open. Doesn't look like there's signs of anything like that. It just looks like nobody's home.
I go upstairs.
Yeah, it looks like you go up. You're already upstairs. Like it's like a one floor like flat second story apartment of like a 2-story building. So like you're up in this upper level. Like imagine like they live in like an attic apartment kind of situation, right, for this house. It literally looks like you can see like it's kind of like more like a studio than it is like a full blown apartment. But you kind of see like their bed's made like they clearly haven't come back here in a night, right? It doesn't look like there was anyone home. There's just like some clothes out. It looks lived in, but it just doesn't look like somebody's been home in just a couple days.
Okay, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to find any kind of like notes or any kind of like diary entries that may have like discussed maybe like Discord?
Yeah. Do you want to Yeah, do you want to like? I'm sure she's literally a book administrator. She of course brings her work home with her.
Yeah.
There's probably paperwork all over the place. Yeah, if you want to like try to piece that stuff together, that's probably investigate. But I'm gonna give you probably disadvantage because you don't know shit about ledgers and like things. It's not like dear diary, blah 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 happened today. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't.
Yeah.
Like
that would be helpful, but no.
Right, that would be helpful, but it's not. That doesn't seem too realistic in that way. I'm not like a stickler for realism. Like we're literally playing Dungeons and Dragons, but like, I feel like
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You're not trained in this. This is why people go to school. Yeah,
and it's like writings.
Yeah, no, you just see that she brings her work home with her. There's nothing really. You notice there's a couple love notes.
I read those.
Yeah. They're in here. You see, there's a few of them. They're signed. Or they're not signed, but they give you some places. Like clearly like, hey, love, like let's meet at our favorite at our favorite spot, like sunset. And another one will probably call it what it is. Like the actual place again, or like a different place. They're all like this one's a bar, a nicer, like one of the nicest bars. You would know immediately. It's like the nicest bar in Shadow Shore.
So so in like dates on them or anything like that?
The plucked parrot. Yeah, this was like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Like this isn't a new letter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled a 4. Let's be real. Yeah, but like.
Right?
But this is surprising to you. She was seeing someone on the side. Like not like you guys were dating, but like you didn't know she was seeing someone.
Yeah.
You thought she was probably too busy for seeing people, but here she is. She has a romantic interest.
Too busy, she said. Too busy for me, it seems.
Yeah.
No love for Black Sail. Yeah, okay. Like, I look at these and I kind of take them in, and I'm just like looking at the dates, and like the plucked parrot.
Yeah.
And if I don't see anything else, then I'm just like, well, maybe someone get the ducks.
Well, do you hold on? So like that would take some time. Does Cork? Is this the part where like Cork rejoin? Like, does Cork rejoin you about this? Like, do you confine with them? Sensibly, like part of their plan was that just the distraction to get in here. So like you probably meet up again before you do this, right?
Oh yeah. Like I wasn't gonna go to the ducks like straight away. I was
Yeah.
gonna like head out and
Yeah.
just like verbal monologue.
How do you feel about it, Cork?
Yes.
Okay, sure. All right, yeah. So you're gonna head over to the Pluck Parrot and kind of ask around. Yeah, that sounds good. Can both of you make some sort of like? Okay, so are both of you asking around, or is it more like one of you is doing the talking?
I think I would
does it
do
look
the
like?
talking. Do I know? Like have I like you would know this? Have I been to this place before? Or is it just like it was too out of my price range before?
Oh no, you've been here before. This is like when you like won a little bit of winnings, you probably came here. This isn't like
Okay.
This is not the Olive Garden. This is like the nice steakhouse, right?
Okay, cool.
Right. This is a good place. Like here's yeah. Yeah, Cork. Like if Cork won it big, like this is a kind of a place. It's a nice restaurant to go to, nice inn to stay at. I think right now, based on what you know, you have a suspicion that if they're meeting someone in Shadow Shore, this might be Vico Beverin. Vico is one of the richest men in Shadow Shore. He's kind of like he sort of works with the a group called the Emilio Trading Company, like import export. As far as you know, he doesn't work for the Lotus Dragons. But like you kind of feel like that seems like probably her type. You know what I mean?
Not the dirty pirate type.
Yeah. And it seems like it's signed. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go even as far as to say one of the notes, like all of the notes that you had that weren't signed. I'm gonna retcon that slightly. They were signed with a V, like dash V.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like
So-
yours truly V kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh
So you do have like a name to like ask around about, but you also notice like here in this tavern and stuff, like you definitely spot a few people that you've seen before around the docks. Like, oh, those I did not know those people are Lotus Dragons. It's like they're up here and like hanging out with some other people. Like, oh, wow, it's kind of surprising how much like guild activity is sort of like around now. Like, yeah, like wow, those dragons are really swelling in ranks.
yeah, they're pushing into like a different area like really quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think with Korik and Tar, I think I walk over to like the bar, and I think because I've kind of come here before, and I've like done my rabble rousing as I always do,
Sure.
and I just kind of say, "Hey, Anderson," and I kind of like leaning close. You know where? What's his name? Vico.
Vico, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know where Vico is? Has he been here recently with Elizabeth?
And he looks around. I think he looks around and is that like? Are you intentionally being like obtuse about this?
No,
And
like
saying
I'm being
like,
like
instead of like Isabel,
leaning,
like is there a?
I'm leaning
yeah.
in and like I'm
Yeah.
being like kind of quiet. It's like speaking like just to him.
Okay. Yeah, but like, do you know that Isabel goes by Elizabeth? Like, is that a thing? Like, is that like
sorry.
something like between your friends
was
that know?
Sorry, it was like Elizabeth. Sorry, I got the name wrong.
Oh,
That
sorry.
was-
I thought that was intentional. Okay.
No, sorry, I got the
Right, 'cause,
name
like,
wrong.
yeah. Okay.
Elizabeth.
Sure. What was this guy's name again? One more time.
Anderson.
Anderson. Thank you. Yeah. So Anderson looks at you and goes, "No, she hasn't. She hasn't been here. Not with Vico. He's like scratching his head. He's like, hold on. Like, can you make a roll for him, like to persuade him a little bit? Like, see how
Yeah,
much
I
he
can
wants to
do
talk
that.
about this because it's kind of delicate. He's like, oh no, man, it's kind of like, I think he's like weighing whether or not like you can trust me and talk to me. That's not great. No, he doesn't.
I
He's
kind of want to like
yeah.
wet the wheel with like a bribe, if I may. Was it too late since they're around?
No, if you bribe him, he might be interested in talking. Like, the opportunity is no longer lost by doing that.
Yeah, I've only got like platinum left.
Yeah. But make a sleight of hand check here. How good are you at hiding this in a bar?
That's true.
Full of-
No!
All right, cool. So you do it. No problem. No problems at all with the sticks for a sleight of hand. That's fine. It's not like you bumble the bribe. It's just that it's not difficult for people to spot if they were looking,
Those who are watching me,
right?
yeah.
That you are
Fucking
getting an
pass
informant with
full of
somebody.
Platinum.
Yeah. And he's like, he does this, and he looks, and he's like, you need to be. And Anderson's like, you need to be smarter about this, man. Like, you can't be doing that, like dropping over here, dropping gold coins, and like the people across the table.
This is a platinum.
Like, oh yeah, it's a platinum piece. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, can't be dropping platinum pieces across the table like that here. Like, you know, maybe that shit flies in some other establishment here, but like, you know, this place is going downhill. This is becoming Lotus Dragon territory. Like, if you see them waving around, next thing you know, they're gonna be asking for their own cut. Like, you need to be more careful. Anyways, yeah. So Isabel, she's missing. Think she's caught up in the harbor master stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say either or, but I'm just looking for a friend. You know?
It's like, I thought she was on the straight and narrow. That doesn't make. And he's like trying to put the pieces together. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. She was hanging out with what's his name? And he's like intentionally not remembering the name.
Varric?
Eric? No, that's
Or
not right.
The one used, I'm sorry, my brain's muddled today. The V name, the lover.
Oh, Vico?
Vigo, yeah.
Yeah. You bring up Vico's name, and he looks like, no, not Vico. Vanthus. The Vanderborn guy.
Vanderbilt?
Yeah. You know. Brothers to Lavinia?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they were together.
This is all becoming way too connected for reasons I don't like.
What are you... He looks at you and is like, what are you talking about?
Well, the Dark Master goes missing. She is coming up. She goes missing. Vanderborn's boat goes burning. It's all a bit too much.
Yeah,
with
he's
one group.
He's just looking at shit and being like, "Oh shit." He's like his head's dumb. You know, Anderson's not dumb. Like, people aren't dumb when you're like, but like they don't have this information. Like, they didn't know these things are connected the way you're doing it. So when they were putting the pieces together, they're like, "Do you think? Oh no!" Like, now they're like, "Holy shit, the Vanderborn." Now they're thinking like, "Do you think Lavinia's in there with the Lotus Dragons? Do you think that she's trying to run the harbor?"
I don't know. She never gave me the type, but maybe they're not giving her a choice.
Yeah, I mean, like he can only speculate, right? And so
Yeah.
But right now he totally thinks that Vanthus and Lavinia are working together to seize the docks using the Lotus Dragons. Like, that is immediately what he thinks right now, and that Isabel must have been in the way or something. Like,
so I'm gonna say you think. Wait a minute.
Lavinia,
so Vanthus is with the Lotus Dragons.
No, well, maybe I think more Lavinia is. I've heard the Lotus Dragons is run by a lady. In fact, I've heard some things that it's a noble. That's where they're getting all their money and their power, throwing their weight around right now. So like, I think it's
Do you
actually,
have
I
a
think it's Lavinia doing.
description?
So like, he says it's really like hushed tones. Like, I think the Lotus Dragons is run by Lavinia.
Well, I kind of lean in as well, put my hand over my mouth so people can't like read my lips, even though I'm facing into the bar. But anyone in the bar, and I just kind of say, "Well, when I went there for a job, she was talking with 3 of the Lotus Dragons because they were
Are
right
you? No,
when we went in.
no, they were not Lotus Dragons.
What were they?
They were the. I know. I gave them different names because they're all like things. Those were the Jade Ravens. They were a mercenary
Right,
company.
Okay.
No, that have been long in employ with the Vanderborns.
Oh, okay. Then I wouldn't have said that then because I thought they were.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm sure there's no problem. We're playing a game that we play once a week. We're just getting started, and I'm like dropping random shit. So like that's
Dropping
not
law bombs.
you know what I mean. So like that's no problem at all, right?
People
But,
that we
yeah.
fought Lotus Dragons.
Yes and no. You have technically. I mean, like the people on the boat and stuff. Like they might have had connections. Like half. Remember? Solid. I think no. I'm wrong. You kind of did. Remember, Solar of Arc was trying to get into the Lotus Dragons by doing this job. I think I said that, and I think Isabella told you that. That some people were trying, like, this was a method of doing it.
Yeah, I remember you were trying to get in with them.
Mm-hmm.
You think
People
Lavinia?
All I'm saying is that it's not too uncommon for people to see a, looks like a sure thing. Looks like, I mean, these gang wars look like they're dying down. Looks like the Lotus Dragons are going to win the whole undercity of this town. Maybe people are trying to hop on board. Maybe she's trying to get ahead of that. Use that to propel her family's name. Shit.
Yeah.
What? She does seem like the ambition. She does say, like, he says, like, she does seem like the ambitious kind. She's smart, cunning, and looks like not too sore on the eyes.
Yeah.
She could run this city.
But all right. Thank you for your information.
Mm-hmm.
You'll stay safe. We never had this conversation.
Yeah, you stay safe too.
Hands like tap, and I just say, "Give me some rum as well."
Yeah. Cool. All right. What about Quark?
I'm an onion.
What about an onion?
Onion.
Your I think your mic's set to auto, so your threshold's cutting off the first half of what you're saying.
Okay.
Sorry.
Korak is gonna order some food.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but you're just hanging out. Okay. Cool. All right. Are there any more questions for Anderson and Isabella down here, or
Yeah, I think I kind of look. I think if we're gonna go back to Lavinia, I think we take a swing near the docks just so I can kind of see who's running it that day since she isn't there. Because someone has to run the docks, right?
Yeah. See who it is.
Yeah, and I kind of want to see who it is. Just kind of like round out today's
sure
correct and dock sale investigations.
Yeah. Here it's currently being run by someone you never met before. It's a pretty gruff looking guy. He appears to be either elven or half elven. Like he's but he definitely has the, like, you can see on his forearm and stuff, he definitely has the tattoo of the Lotus Dragon. And it definitely seems like the Lotus Dragons are partially controlling the docks right now in a brazen way.
Yeah, like quite obvious. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I imagine you both are trying to be pretty conspicuous about moving about, but can you both of you make a perception check for me? as you guys are leaving the plucked parrot going to the merchants district?
Yeah.
Cool.
16.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you definitely picked up a tail since the plucked parrot, right?
How many?
Looks to be about half a dozen.
Shit.
Lotus dragons are kind of like following you around a little bit. Like they're not doing anything. They're doing their best. Like they don't know that you spotted them yet, but they've been kind of like just keeping a tab on you, seeing what you're doing.
Okay.
Now they've seen you go to the docks and they've seen you do this. Just kind of look around at the docks. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
take.
You don't have to fight them.
Vorik.
Yeah. You could totally try to slip them.
Yeah, so yeah, I think I take Vorik around places where I've had this before, so I take him where I know at this time of day has the most like traffic of people.
Yeah. You try to like Jason Bourne them in the crowd.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Are you cool with that, Korik? Korik's a pretty big guy. That might be a little difficult, but
Yeah. It'll be a little bit
Sure.
difficult because Cork's kind of big.
yeah. Korik's going to need a disguise, maybe. We'll see.
Oh, I have a disguise kit.
Oh, yeah, you're a performer and you have a disguise kit. Never mind. Yeah, you... Okay, never mind. So this, I was going to say, you might have to do this at disadvantage just because you're so big and, like, conspicuous, but I don't think you are. I think you have the ability to make yourself look pretty inconspicuous when you want. So I need one of you to make a not as let's say it's a deception check or stealth. Like it depends on how you guys play this out. Like if you're physically trying to like hide and lose people in a crowd, it might be stealth. I could also see if you're trying to hide in plain sight and like literally have them go right by you, it might be actually deception. You know what I mean? Like you're like basically bluffing, like disguising your way through, or like a disguise kit roll. If you're proficient in disguise kit, I would allow that too. Right? Once again, like this is the part of the game where you tell me what it looks like as you guys are hiding, and tell me what skill you want to use, and then we look at each other and be like, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna use stealth simply because I'm better at it. And I think just from actually I'm gonna like Jason Bourne. Like I'm gonna be like walking into like a crowd of like intersecting people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk into it and I'm just not and like, they're gonna
You're
see
just
me.
not even there.
People
You're just
walk
not even
past and
there.
I'm not there.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. All right.
So look how good that goes. Why?
Notgreat.com is what it goes. That's a 7.
Why would I roll a 2? Look at you, Eric.
I don't know. You could have asked to roll with inspiration. You have inspiration, but not anymore.
Oh, I do?
Yeah,
Damn
but
it.
remember, you have to do that before you have to declare it before you roll.
Right. Fuck.
What about you, Carrick?
I'm invisible.
As long as nobody's looking at you.
Gonna pull some like a cloak out of his like disguise kit, and try and intermingle with like market people and like try and like lose them by like like shopping at a thing that he doesn't look like he would be like shopping at, like maybe like someone who's like selling books.
Okay, sure. Yeah. You drop into like a little like bookstore. I love the idea that you bump into Finn here. I know she's not here, but this is really funny. Being like, what the hell are you doing? Go ahead and okay, so that sounds like you said stealth, right? Or disguise kit, because you're do that. Yeah, you look like an older guy looking at books. Yeah. No, disguise kit's its own role. You're proficient in a disguise kit, right? So it should be like, it's like thieves' tools. Like it's a skill that you're proficient in.
Yeah.
So it's a tool that you're proficient in. And so you roll it, so it's dexterity based, I imagine, or charisma based.
Okay. I don't know what I did to set it up. It's charisma, so
yeah. Hey, perfect. So 13. Let's see. And they're looking for you. Oh shit. Oh my god. They literally stare at you through the window of the bookstore and then go on. Like that's they go on because as you're in the bookstore, I think we Daquan is not so lucky. And yeah, all right.
What do you mean?
Let's say you are. Yeah, I'll bring you over to the map and I'll get it kind of set up to show.
Look, I rolled a 6, Eric. All right, can they beat that?
Yeah, they got a 12. So I think Daquan's in sort of like tries to slip through the crowd over here. There's a bunch of other people. I'm just going to quickly I'm gonna grab Katie's token as a token and represent innocent bystanders. Right, they're just like a bunch of them all over the place. Right, there's a bunch of it's a popular market right now.
That's where
But
I die, guys.
yeah, you're surrounded by 5 guard, or you definitely see that there's 5 people coming towards you. Korik, you definitely spot there's another one that was like looking for you around this area, is like turning around and coming back to the rest of them. I think it's probably time to roll initiative. See what we do. Technically, you could still lose them, right? Like you try to lose them again, but they've definitely spotted you again, and they're moving in to attack you.
Once again, I rolled a 6, so I think that.
If this was Pathfinder, that stealth roll would have been your initiative. Cool.
Nice.
Let's say both.
Fucking...
Yeah, both of you get to go before I do. What do you do? Daquan, your first act.
Yeah. Let's see. How tall are the buildings?
Buildings are about 10. No, they're about like 30 feet high total. Like they're 2-story. They're all 2-story.
Okay. Let's see here.
So like you could. This is like 10 feet up or so, right? 10 or 20. Like the staircases going up to these balconies. And yeah, currently Korik's in a store right now. That's why you're not in. That's why you're like on a roof. You're inside the building.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to like move into like this centerpiece here, and like
Totally.
try and lose them, like in
Okay.
the midst of these crowds.
Sure. So make a hide check, right? Because that's your action as you're trying to hide.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use my inspiration as well.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Because I need this.
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
24.
Hey.
This time it works.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good stealth roll. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I like move like my
yeah.
full like 30 feet wherever.
Yeah. Cork, what do you do? Cork, you also, unless you make a perception check, you've lost sight of Daquan.
So
Yeah.
I'm going. Sorry, I'm gonna stay in the shop. Quite know why they left. But can I make a perception check to see if I like know that Daquan's like moved?
Yeah, you would have to basically beat Daquan's stealth roll.
Yeah, I can't do that. Not even worth trying. Not even with advantage.
I don't care about him anymore.
Well, yeah, you all you know is that you've lost sight of Daquan, right? You don't know if he's moving towards you or not, right?
Yeah.
From your vantage point, yeah. You can see that the guard that the Lotus Dragon that left you is definitely like pulled out like a hand crossbow, and it was like getting ready to prowl, and then yeah, that's it. What do you do?
I'm going to, I guess, they're not looking for me specifically anymore. I guess I'm going to like of the shop and move towards the ring, I guess, and like keeping like my like disguise on.
Totally. Yeah. You just look like another innocent bystander to them.
Yeah, so I'm going to move, I guess, here.
You want to move? Yeah, you want to move towards the center. Okay, cool. Here's the funny thing here. You are also disguised to Daquan. So like I don't know if Daquan notices that's actually you in front. Because you both kind of like
Probably not. You split up.
Yeah, you both split to lose the tails, which is normal. Like you to force them to make a choice. And you're doing that, but yeah, now you guys are reconvening, but you also are in disguise and hiding, and so you don't see each other right now. Yeah, so the bandits are gonna look around for you.
So if they get in that 20, all these innocent people are dying. No, I'm joking.
I'm just rolling. Wait, that didn't work, right? It should have been 2d20 plus 1. Oh, I rolled plus 2d1. Oops. Well, regardless, I rolled a 2 and a 9. I meant to do drop. I meant to do drop 1, not that. Is that right? Oh, did I roll it better? No. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it worked right. Okay. I messed up the macro, but it doesn't matter, right? I rolled a 2 and a 9. None of them are even close to your roll, their rolls. So yeah. Nope, they don't see you. They're just gonna be kind of like splitting up a little bit as they're like trying to like see which way you went, right?
Hmm.
Right. So like you know the camera goes to them being like, no, turn around, like they went that way. Like no, I think they went that way. And like you see them all kind of like dispersing about. Back to you, Daquan. What do you do?
Let's see. So if I was to sneak up to one and try and like I know this isn't really like a D&D thing, but I wanted to get your opinion. If I went to, like, if I tried to like sneak up to one, I wanted to try and like maybe like coup de grace them, like through the shadows. Would that be something I could do, or would it be like a standard surprise attack, which I don't mind either?
It would be a standard surprise attack.
Okay, cool.
But if you do enough damage to knock them out, then I think yeah, it's probably you could. I mean, as a rogue, you would be kind of like hiding it. I'll tell you what.
I'm not a rogue though, so like if it's a no, that's cool.
No, this would be a surprise attack. You would absolutely have advantage. But I think the thing here is, I basically would just make a luck check about it. See how stealthy it is. Here, I'll tell you what. If you want to, you can do this. You can do this, but here's how I see it, right? And then here's how I'm going to rule it. You have advantage for attacking someone who is like unaware of you, right? You have disadvantage if you want to do it quietly and in a way that's not like just as efficient as you can. Like you're constraining yourself to doing it a certain way, and making sure everything lines up at the right timing. So you'll be rolling straight dice for the attack roll if you want to attack someone unsuspecting and keep them hidden. That's one thing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I might just try and leave though, right?
Yeah. We're just.
Am I able to
just
here? Like dip out? Yeah. Am I able to like just dip out?
Yeah, they haven't spotted you. Yeah, just it will be one more stealth roll to exit the scene here.
Okay. What you mean, like knock over like some woman's fruit basket or some shit? My cabbages!
Yeah.
7. What is with these 7? So I'm guessing I get like here, and since there are like fruit baskets right there, I like knock over like a barrel next to that guy.
I love the idea that I think what we're gonna do here for the day I think you bump into Korik in front of you. Like, you're like getting to sneak by, you bump right into Korik. And then I think Finn's at the marketplace, and Finn's like, oh, hey, guys. And I think that's where we're going to call this session.
There you are.
Yeah, how's it going? What are you doing? Why are you being all weird? And I think that's literally where we're going to call the session today.
Nice, I like it.
That's too gosh darn funny. All right, everybody. Yeah, so this has been episode 2 of The Savage Tide. There is some things going on, some political machinations, some rumors, some ambitions, and some mysteries to be solved, as well as a getting away from a bunch of these thugs that we're gonna solve for next session. I'm excited to do this. As always, I've been your host and game master, Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris everywhere. Dempsey.
Dempsey, Crook Monteau, and at Dempsey DMC. Josh?
Hey, I am Pro Restarter. Catch me on Twitch and Twitter, or at Pro Restarter. All that good stuff. Thank you for GMing, Eric. It was super fun. Loved all of the shenanigans that we're trying to get into. And yeah, straight after this, I will be 1, voice cracking, and 2, streaming on my channel some cyberpunk stuff. So very different to this feel.
Yeah, but still city noir.
Yeah.
Things. Yeah,
the
that's
scroll.
Cool. Yeah. I really like this game a lot. It's always different every time I run these adventures, and every time I learn a little bit more. And this has been super fun because the last time I ran this game as a Savage Tide game was like before I went down the whole like narrative game rabbit hole. Like this was like back when I only played D&D and stuff like that. So I have so many more tools I feel like I can do. I've gotten a lot better, and so it's really cool to go back and like do all these fun little things here, describing failures with failing forward stuff. And I got to give a big shout out to Dempsey and Daquan here, Korik and Daquan for their cool character ideas and their goals, and how they're like basically with hardly any sort of like push, they're coming up with like, oh, you know, like these are my goals I want to do in the city, and this is who I am, and this is that kind of stuff, which is important for me. It's nice to see them, so I really appreciate them being able to, like, you know, it's fun to play with players who are cool with coming up with cool things for their characters and a little bit of goals and stuff like that. So I like that a lot. So shout out to both of you. And Katie will be back next week. Once again, Katie was literally in the call, like ready to go with us, and then her internet technician person showed up. Like, wasn't supposed to show up for another 4 hours. They showed up early, and like that's just extremely unlucky, you know. So that I have no problem with it. So like it's gonna be super fun. I just can't wait to have her back and join us, so she stops missing out on all the super fun stuff. Because I'm sure Finny had a lot to say about all the monsters and all of the lore and stuff like that going through the city. So anyways, That's it. We'll be back here at same Savage time, same Savage place, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. So take care, everybody. We're out of here.
Bye.